another Out of the Abyss session. We're in session 6 today with our wonderful players. We got Chris back this week. If
Hey.
everyone wants to say hello,
Hello.
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 it'll be
Hello.
great not to have to control another character, but he can decide his own fate this week. But getting into it, we're gonna start the session off the same way we start every session, with a little bit of a recap on what happened last time. And it was a doozy. Last time, you guys were finding yourselves face to face with a small group of gnolls, defeated them, scaring off the last one at least, but not before triggering a trap that actually ended up catching Weller before he could even chase after it. Taking a moment after this battle, you weighed out your options, decided not to go in the direction the gnoll went, going down a larger area instead, dealing with a small swarm of spiders along the way, hearing hyena-like laughter from one tunnel. You sent Jimjar down a narrower one to kind of scout ahead. Being gone for some time did not bode well for the small gnome. Getting worried, you guys decided to head in after him, finding a large cave filled with blood, fire, debris of crates and mushrooms, as well as a handful of gnolls lingering about. Mostly blood, though. And stepping out to sneak around, a keen eye from one of the gnolls did spot Rincewind, and a battle ensued. All the gnolls in the cave were alerted and assaulted, and you scattered about with a warning from Topsy that there were some gnolls coming from behind. You started killing these wild creatures, but there were also gnolls coming from the other side of the cavern as well. You found yourself surrounded, and a leading gnoll kind of dealing pretty heavy damage, as well as apparently after some of the gnolls died, the circle of blood in the center of the space seemed to summon these demonic hound-like creatures. It kind of stank a bunch and attacked as well with their claws and maws. Several of you going down in this fight, but Dargus made sure he kept everyone alive. Jimjar did show back up in the middle of this to kind of help Malachar take out the hounds before he got sliced up by the big gnoll too. However, eventually with some time and much effort, all of the gnolls lay dead. But as the leader amongst them perished, all the blood in the chamber, including your own, got sucked toward the center of this circle as a vortex of blood filled the space. Those of you awake witnessed this, and a demonic kind of shortened face appears in the blood. And that's where we're going to pick up. Those of you awake in this moment see that kind of face arrive in this swirling mass of blood in the center. As you can see, it starts to get more conical, like a small tornado or spout of blood as it gets to a point at the center of this. And in a language I don't think anyone awake understands, it just kind of echoes and spurtles this feeling that all of you get that are awake. Sirius Nomadu Beto. And I will need everyone awake to give me a wisdom saving throw. Lovely. Lovely rolls. Weller.
Yeah.
Weller.
Pick it up where we left off.
If you will roll me a percentile.
That's new. How do I do that?
A D100.
Oh, okay.
Oh. I don't like this.
As you're all witnessing this, let me just do something real quick to make that a little quicker for them. No, it should have only been
That
3. I'll
look
take the
that
first
came
3.
across his face.
As one of them. Also gets it. You would see Shushar. Double check which one it is. Well, you actually wouldn't see anything happen to Shushar. He's behind the corner around the bend, kind of hiding at the moment. But you would see Weller just immediately take off and go running. Roll me a d10, Weller.
Oh, shit.
That's not bad. That's that is a good thing. I promise.
We're rolling dice. We're rolling dice.
You're rolling.
This
You
is the
are
best part of the
rolling
game,
dice.
right? We're rolling dice.
Are
Yeah.
we or am I?
As the spout and face collide into the ceiling and consume almost the entirety of the space of the ceiling in blood. It starts dripping down from all of the stalactites, and it is a mess. As Weller just takes off running. And everything is quiet once again. Topsy will kind of call out, Weller? Oh, that was kind of weird. Looks to Turvy. You alright, bro? Just kind of nods. And then looks to both Malachar and Dargus. Well, that was right fucked. We shouldn't want to deal with that, right?
The fuck was that? Was that a fucking blood tornado?
I don't know what a tornado is, but it was a blood spout.
There was a face in that? What the fuck was that?
Turvy just kind of shrugs and looks back at Shushar, and Weller just kind of running away in the distance.
Ah, shit. Somebody better go get him. Oh, I'll go get him.
As Topsy and Turvy are kind
I'll
of looking at
start
each
my
other.
little dwarf like, the fuck you going?
As he isn't even looking back. He is just running into the darkness beyond. You can't quite keep pace with Weller. But after about a minute or so of running, Weller, you don't realize what you were just doing, but you uncontrollably were running away from whatever that was.
We're not in combat, right?
We're not in combat.
You all right?
Can I use 2 charges of my lay on hands to bring Casmos and Rincewind back?
You can.
And has Weller stopped running at this point?
Weller has stopped running, yeah. It's just
I've regained my faculties.
It just lasted a minute of running into the darkness. And you see
I-
Dargus slowly running up to you.
That could have been a lot worse. All right.
So back with 1.
All right. You all right? Can we go back? Can we just go get everybody and then move on from this fucked up place?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that was.
That's all right. That was some fucked up stuff.
Is anybody else still down? Any of the?
Jim Jar and Bupido.
Okay.
We can
So-
lift them up.
Can you bring us to a map, please?
No.
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 I mean,
Use your
well,
imagination. You're in the,
I understand, but I mean, we collapsed one tunnel in one direction, so we know that, and I also know that there are hook horrors that went in another direction.
That was a ways back. If you want, I can bring you back to this map, but we're not going to be utilizing it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Shit.
But you can look at it if you want. The bodies aren't piled in the center there. It was just for
Okay.
the simple addition. Weller would have ran, honestly, back the direction you guys came for a full minute.
Okay. I was more concerned that he ran in the direction that the hook horrors ran.
Oh, he 100%
Because they
did.
went blowing by us. Okay. Great. Well, we need to get the hell out of here then.
Will we
Find a place.
have we searched through the stuff? Anything worthwhile to try and grab before we head out?
You have not.
I looked at one of the Knoll warriors, but I didn't look at all of them, and I certainly hadn't looked in the hut or anything either.
Yeah, and all the smash boxes and everything. We probably need to loot the room.
Yeah, I need to
Yeah.
figure out what's in here.
And if you start looking around, opening up any crates, they are just filled with body parts, bloody, ripped apart body parts.
Okay.
Gross.
All right, I know it's a
Fresh.
little premature in the session, but I'll go ahead. This place sucks. Get it out of the way for this session.
You would see some small campfires about, and other small torches along the walls, but seemingly starting to like open up any of the crates or anything that looks like it could hold something. It is just filled with bloody body parts.
Can we tell what species they are? Whether they're like drow or
Give me a medicine check.
human?
All of them. Every
With a
race.
16, it seems like a wide variety. As Dargus goes off to explore the map, as I said, don't actually use the map.
I know.
You're more
He
than
wasn't
welcome to go
here
walk
last
around.
session. He just wants to check
They didn't
it
even
out.
explore that way. But
Oh.
looking through it, it seems like a hodgepodge of mostly monstrous creatures. Like smaller, underdark creatures of the like honestly like rats, spiders. You would see a few like humanoids within, but ripped and torn apart, like not a fun time.
Is there any decent items on the Knolls or the Knoll pack leader?
Looking through all the knolls, all of them have spears, longbows, and a handful of arrows on each of them. What you assume is the leader has a longbow as well, but he has his spear is a little bit longer, and its shaft is a little bit longer, and is ended with a blade, like a sword blade almost.
Almost like a Naginata.
He has a glaive, essentially.
Does anybody want that? That's a good reach weapon.
I don't think I can use it.
I'm not even sure if I can use it.
I mean, if we
It
can.
is
we
a
can just
heavy
wait.
two-handed reach weapon. It deals
Yeah.
1d10 damage, and you don't have to be right next to someone.
Ooh.
Looking at you, Weller.
Yeah. get so many weapons.
What kind of reach does that have?
It's just 10 feet, so it's instead of right next to you, you can get 1 square over.
Okay.
Is it versatile?
No.
Marshall.
It's just two-handed.
Yeah, it's 2-handed reach heavy.
Yeah, I'll take it if no one has any use for it. I can
No, I definitely don't.
drop either my great axe or the rusted iron bar. If anyone.
Or you can carry
Yeah,
all of them. I don't know if you got you got enough carrying properties, you could strap it to your back. Why not?
Fuck,
We're
you
not
know
carrying
what?
a lot of other crap either, so
Fuck it. Let me carry it all.
Yeah.
I still got the bag of holding to throw whatever stuff we want in here.
Yeah.
That too?
I'm thinking you're artificer. We got body parts. Frankenstein. You know, just saying. Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, we
What
can start
about
going
the
necromancer.
But
All
Jim
right,
Jarvis
well, we need
are
to-
still unconscious.
we need to do something about those two, and we need to find a place to take a rest or something, because I am on my last legs right now.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I mean, we could rest around right here. Is there really going to be something else that's going to come out of this place?
Well, I mean, we should.
Can I do like an Arcana check or anything on this circle? What was there? See if we think it might be dormant or
It would
get
be,
any ideas over.
Yeah, you can give me an Arcana or a Religion check. You'll get different information either way.
I'm gonna ask Weller to. I mean,
14.
he's back by now, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
but,
him and Dargus came back.
I'm gonna ask everybody else to kind of bring me up to speed, because I was unconscious for a little bit, and then
As the ceiling is dripping with blood.
Yeah.
yeah, because right,
Yeah.
that wasn't there when I left.
I will say, Dargus, this has remnants of conjuration magic, but it's too marred to really, at least to your knowledge, be of any use.
No insight if I think that this could potentially cause another blood tornado at some point.
I would say with the 14, you are unsure. It is beyond your scope, at least at this time.
Okay,
Schuster
so
will eventually kind of like come around the corner. His eyes are kind of looking every direction. Oh, that was terrifying. Oh, they're all dead. It must have been their fates. It's the way.
Thanks to you.
I don't interfere with the nature of the universe. It has a way of working itself out.
mm-hmm.
How many? I know you said we weren't going to use this map, but if we're talking about taking a rest, how many entrances to this particular cave have we come across?
Well, where the circle is, there's 3, essentially, like one on the south side, one on the northwestern, and one on the northeast.
Okay.
But looking beyond, there is kind of like a hovel covered with like, it does have bedrolls and stuff. I mean, they are dirty. A little bit of a bonfire going on in there as well. But everything covered in blood and gore. The ceiling of blood would even extend into that other small cave.
All right. Well, I don't want to camp under this, so let's see if we can find a dry spot and rest up for a little bit.
We can rest anywhere, but we don't want to rest here. We're just going to have to move forward.
Do we want to carry Bupido and Jimjar, or do you want me to use more lay on hands to get them up?
Probably. If you got some, probably you better to at least use one on each.
Yeah, I've got enough to get at least get them awake.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna use 2 more.
All right. Waking up. Who
Get
are you
them
waking up
up.
first?
Jimjar.
All right. Comes to like, oh, well, that didn't go quite as planned. Everyone all right? Thanks, mate.
Yeah, for the most part, we're all pretty fucked up.
Oh, there's blood all over the ceiling. How'd it get there?
You missed a giant blood tornado that had
Jim
some
Jar,
face
what
in
the
it.
fuck took you so long?
Oh, I was scouting ahead. I was trying to find out where they came from. Well, I didn't want us to go down a full path. We wanted to get a full report, right?
No,
I
man.
didn't tell you to get a full report. I told you to go to the end of this tunnel. If you saw anything, immediately turn back and come and tell us.
No, you should have been more specific.
Right.
Than that?
Well, you didn't say exactly that. You said go and see what's down there. And I went and I saw and kept going to see what I saw. Full report.
How did they
I
not
guess we'll be
see
more
you?
specific next time.
I'm good at not being seen when I don't want to be.
Mhm.
All right.
Kind
Anyway,
of appear out of nowhere in front of me, which I do appreciate. But
Yeah, you didn't see me because I didn't want to be seen. I mean, not necessarily by you, but by the baddies. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't know it was going to be such a bother. But thanks for coming after me.
yeah. Well,
Weller will kind of mumble under his breath that he won't make the same mistake again and just kind of wander away a bit.
Fair enough. As you wake Bupido up, he'll wake up with less flair and just look up at the ceiling. Stare up at it for a while, nodding along to it as like he sees drips dripping.
Let's just get moving, I guess. We're all awake.
all right. Be on your guard because we still know that there are hook horrors in the vicinity. So, get your heads on a swivel.
yeah, we definitely want to avoid a fight if at all possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, do we go back the way we came, or do we continue and go north from up here?
Well, I thought I found a good path to take. I mean, that's what I was scouting ahead.
How confident are you in this path, Jimjar?
Didn't see any gnolls down it. Didn't see much of anything, honestly.
That's better. Okay.
It was dark.
That doesn't.
Of course, it's gonna be dark.
It's all
So, can I get a fashion a torch from this fire that's kind of going on?
Absolutely. There is enough debris around here to get. And there would, honestly, if you looked, there's torches on the wall. You could easily take some of those off, too.
Okay. So, I'm going to grab a torch and keep it lit with me.
Torches
And,
last about an hour when lit.
Okay. And I'll grab a couple extra just in case and kind of tuck them in my belt or whatever I've got holding on my
All right.
hands. And then,
Yeah, there are a total of, I think, 5 torches in here.
Okay.
When we say that we've looted, that includes the alcove, the offshoot with the bedrolls and everything like that. We can just say that we've looted all of this, or do we specifically need to go over there and loot
if
it?
you want to take the bedrolls, like they're a little covered in blood at this point, but there are like a dozen bedrolls in there. You don't find any supplies like
Okay,
food
that's
stuff,
that's what I was interested in.
but like there are bedrolls. You might find some like rope, the occasional like weapon, but it's not anything like ornate or anything like that.
Anybody want a bedroll?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a bedroll.
Might take a bloody bedroll. I'd rather sleep on the ground at that point.
Yeah, I'll
Wait.
wash it off at some point. I'd rather have the bedroll.
Yeah.
How much does a bedroll weigh?
7 pounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say 7 or 8 pounds.
Throw them all in the bag. Anybody who wants them, I can take as many as we want.
Yeah. I'll take. I'll equip myself with 1 torch and dump the other 4. Douse them and then put those in the bag. And then we might as well grab bedrolls for everybody. And if we get a chance, we can either maybe like prestidigitate them, or if not, clean them off in a stream. If we can find water or this lake that allegedly exists.
Shushar would
Then
at that kind of state. You wouldn't want to drink the water of the Dark Lake.
well, I don't want to drink it, but I wouldn't mind not using it. I'd rather sleep in something that's been cleaned in it than blood, I guess.
That is a fair assessment.
Is there anything here I could use like a, or I guess 2 different things. 1, that'd be like a jug type thing, or 2, anything like vials or water skin, anything to carry water.
Give me an investigation check. This will take some time to kind of sift through all the debris, like probably about like 30, 45 minutes, because it is a mess.
26, not
With a-
20.
With a nat 20. Absolutely. Yeah, there are... Of course I roll a 1. You find 1 good water skin. It even has water inside of it.
Sweeten the pot a little bit.
Yeah.
Jug-wise, I'll say, yeah, you can find a small little jug with a cork in it. Looks like it's filled with dirt of some kind.
Okay. So this will come in handy after our next long rest.
All
We'll have
right.
some
So
fresh water then.
that's good. So lead the way, Jim Jar. If you found us, Tunnel?
Yeah, right this way. Although if we wanted to sleep here, I mean, you didn't mind all the blood. I doubt anything would come down here.
yeah, I guess we all agreed not to sleep here.
Is this fair? Alright. Yeah, right this way. As he's trying his best to like hide the fact that he's severely injured, but as with a good number of the troop, even Shushar got hit during that. But
Say I'll take point with him
alright.
just because I feel like I'm better off than most.
Absolutely. How far are you looking to travel before you stop?
Honestly, I think
This was kind of like middle of the day-ish.
we're not time excuse me, not time related as much as just maybe a cave with less blood and body parts.
Okay.
Or
And
a giant mushroom or something that we can shelter.
easier
under this
to
point.
yeah, exactly, something that's
A little bit more defensible.
Yeah.
You know,
And
if
hidden.
in a perfect world.
Within about 30 minutes of leaving this cave, you do see a way going south, but Jim Jar seems to have found a larger cave heading kind of in a northwestern direction, or at least best you can guess northwestern. But within like 30 or so minutes of traveling on that path, you do. Jim Jar kind of points out a small cave that looks to have a source of water in it, but also looks kind of like off of the beaten path kind of thing. Would have the occasional mushroom growing in the water itself, or like kind of like, actually yeah, it would be in the water. You would see these kind of like ball-like things growing inside the water. And it's sizable enough for you guys to, if you wanted to sleep there, if you wanted to, I don't know.
I don't think I know if we're looking to sleep. I don't know if
Oh, we need a long rest. That's not even a question.
Yeah, Jim Gerald, like, well, I still got a little magic in my arm. But yeah, we could bed down here. We could. Looks like it's got some water orbs in the water here. Take some water with us.
what are water orbs. I haven't
Those
heard of these.
bulbous fungi there. And he kind of points to the water. Usually they can kind of hold water like a sponge almost, and you just squeeze it out. And he kind of like pulls one out of the water, squeezes it like a sponge, and it's just kind of spherical. Just kind of growing in there. He kind of throws it back in afterwards as it floats there for a second before it reabsorbs water. Well, you can eat it too if you need, but it's not going to taste right.
All right.
Well, at least we got water.
I guess we could use one of them to scrub down the bedrolls. Keep some of them for water.
But are we sure if that water is potable?
I can fix it up. I can make it safe.
I was gonna say, I'm sure Shushar could test it for us.
Or that?
Yeah, you just stick his face in it again.
Stick his face in it again.
There are 6 larger water orb, like fully matured water orbs in here. Some smaller ones growing, like the size of like a small fist, but there are 6 that are growing like quite large.
Do water orbs happen to have any purification properties? Like they purify the water they absorb?
Give me a nature check. I'll give you advantage for being a denizen of the Underdark.
Hey.
All right.
Thank God.
So typically they don't grow in water that is foul. So it's not that they are purifiers, it's that they don't like dirty water.
Okay. So I'll share that with the group. Let them know, hey, all this clear in my throat is just me getting in character. I don't have something in my throat. It's
That's
just
fair.
me role playing. I'll say, hey, the water orbs down here typically don't grow in foul water. So the fact that they're present probably means it's safe to drink.
That's a good thing to know, I guess.
I feel like this is as good a place as any to try to rest up some, because I feel like if we keep going, we might run into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Run into
the question is, do we waste the time, lose the travel time to a long rest, or do we take a short rest and recover what we can and try to gain some more ground.
I think we're better a long rest. I think we're all beaten up.
As you look over, Bupido is already just kind of sleeping next to the water.
That kind of answers that. Let's
Yeah.
let's set up watches then, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I need to sleep less than the rest of y'all, so if you don't mind me going first,
I'll take
I
the
carry a
second
couple
watch.
watches.
I'll take the last watch.
All right. Weller, which watches did you say you were taking?
I guess I'll sleep first, and because of my Fey ancestry,
Mhm,
I need
you're-
less sleep,
Yeah, you
So-
only need half the time.
so I can just sleep during whatever that period is that I need to,
The first two, and then
and then I'll stay up
It's like
for
I can
whatever's left.
I can take first watch if need be, since I'm one of the less fucked up people.
yeah,
Yeah, me too. How many watches we need? 3 or 4?
4. I'll bring you back to that that page with the watches on it.
Oh god, this is so much friendlier looking.
It's just paper. What's the worst it could do?
Yeah.
But Topsy and Turvy are
catch
looking
fire.
pretty viral still. Viral?
All right.
They got some spunk left in them.
If you got the
Yeah.
first, I'll take the second with. If Cosmos needs to sleep in a little bit more, I can take the second one with Shushar.
I'll keep the second watch, and I'll sleep the last two.
All right.
What
Do you have any food to cook?
Don't think we do.
Topsy and Turvy kind of look around. We could eat those orbs. There's 6 of them. But there's 10 of us. Draw straws. Bupido's not eating. He's already asleep.
Do we still have some of the mushroom that looked like rotting meat?
I think you ate it all that previous day.
We haven't been here down so long that the carved up pieces of whatever started to look like food yet.
Not yet.
No.
But well, and then Jim Jar will kind of just say like, well, if we eat the water orbs, we won't have water for tomorrow. So either some of us eat tonight and the rest of us go hungry, or we all go hungry. But if some of us eat tonight, we won't have water tomorrow.
Well, I can get us some water for the morning. We have one water skin to carry a little bit the rest of the way, but
And
I think you're right. I think we might need to save these things so that we keep having water. It's going to be more important than having any food.
And if we get really hungry, we can ration them out and try and eat them like that, if need be.
All right.
Anybody want to see if there's anything right outside this? Any mushrooms right outside? Check.
well, one of our foragers is already asleep.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we can forage on the road too if we have to. If I find something on the
Yeah.
way.
How long has it been since we've eaten?
Since last, it's been about 12 hours.
All right, rule of 3.
All right,
we're
all right.
we're fine without food. Water's more
Yeah.
important. Let's prioritize
Yeah.
that. Before we get into the watches and the sleeping, what did I bet Jim Jar to go on his little excursion?
It was I can't remember. He surely
Is it
would
the chain
remember.
shirt?
No, that was to press the mushroom. Or no, it was the chain
Okay.
shirt.
Did I already give it to him?
I think you.
Because I don't. I may have, 'cause I don't have it in
no,
my inventory.
that was the previous bet.
Did I bet him a gold piece? Because I've got 5 of those.
I think it was a gold piece, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be the only other
Would
thing.
have probably been all 5.
No, I don't believe that. Was it a short?
Yeah, I'm
sword?
way
Is he
cheaper than
armed?
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll say a gold. That's fine. Easy enough to just say you give him the gold. But is there anything you'd like to do during your watches? Let's say Malachar during your watch, Topsy and Turvy are just kind of in silent, just like looking at each other and looking at you at the same time. Stool being pretty quiet himself.
Yeah, no, there's nothing in particular that I'd be trying to do on that first watch.
All right. Your watch ends uneventfully, taking us to Dargus, Shushar, and Casmus. If there's anything you 3 would like to do.
Yes, I'm just gonna look at Dargus. Like, why was there blood on the roof? Last I remember, there was just blood on the ground everywhere.
I believe somebody mentioned something about a blood tornado. Basically, a bunch of blood came up from that circle, and it sprayed up high. Oh, and there was a face in the blood, and it kind of like crashed, and it all went everywhere. And no one knows what the fuck any of that shit was, but it was weird.
Face in the blood. That is.
Yeah. Face in the blood.
Okay. Okay.
You think you got something to do with the face in the blood?
I have no idea.
Okay.
All I'm thinking is this is some weird shit going on down here. First we get kidnapped by the drow for most of us don't even know why. And next thing that there's something going on down here. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is a shitty vacation.
Part of me wants to know, and part of me wants to just get the fuck out of here.
No kidding. And Shimshar, how far away are we from this town of yours?
Oh, I don't quite know. I would know once we are at the lake.
Okay.
Hopefully, it's not too long. Some civilization would be great right now.
No kidding.
Oh, but
I'm sure
there's
you got a nice
so
town.
much to learn in the wilds.
Well, you can come back out here if you want later on.
Oh, well,
This
I have
is-
spent much time in the wilds myself. Haven't paid attention much, though. Mostly by the lake.
And you really think that your kind is going to accept us and allow us to passage through the lake?
I believe I could convince some of them. I don't see why not. It's been some time since I've been to Sloopadoo.
Just the way you say that. If you don't manage to convince them that we're all cool and everything, well, what might happen?
I couldn't say. They might It would depend on their deity of the time. They do change.
Wait. The deity of the time. That isn't reassuring.
The gods of my people come and go as the waters of the lake ebb and flow. I do not follow their practices, but there is a magic with it, one I can't even deny myself.
Oh boy.
That
God,
might
so
give
many
me an
questions.
idea. We'll see when we get there.
Yeah.
I have a good feeling that everything will work out as it is meant to be.
Okay. Let's just look out into the darkness for a little while.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
I think that's a
will
good thing.
resume my meditation before I go back to sleep. And he just kind of goes into like a meditative pose once again.
I'm just gonna like nudge Cosmos and be like, "What's wrong with this guy?"
I don't know, but I'm not too sure about this. It's people in Sloopy Doop. But what he told me might give me a little idea if it goes sideways down there.
Yeah, we might need a plan for a quick getaway if this doesn't work out.
A little bit of deception could probably work well. We'll have to see. If there's nothing going on around here, it's just a good thing.
Well,
Hmm?
your watch
Probably
also... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
We probably should wake up Weller and let him take over, I guess.
Yeah.
I got a bad feeling something's gonna happen.
As your watch does go by uneventfully.
Oh, okay.
You wake up Weller and Bubido just fine. Bubido kind of begrudgingly. Yes, we are awake. And just kind of gives like a side eye to those of you going to sleep. And smiles at Weller.
Well, it looks like it's you and me again, Bupido.
Yes, I enjoy our times together. Have you noticed anything strange about our companions?
Strange how?
You know, just not right. Jimjar is too go with the flow. Shushar is not mad like the rest of his people. Topsy and Turvy, I can't quite put my finger on it. And then there's the talking mushroom. Stool. Not to mention the devil guy. Malakar? And whatever that, a yellow dude? He just looks weird.
And what about you and I?
Well, you are from here, yes?
I was once.
And here we are, escaping the shackles together.
Well, I'm still in shackles.
Oh. Well, you should get Jimjar to take a look at it. He's pretty good with, slipping out of things. As you can see, Bupido does not have shackles on him anymore. The neck is another thing, though. He needs some sort of tools for that. Collars are a little bad.
And what about yourself?
What about me?
Well, I agree that we're quite a collection altogether, but you left yourself out.
Oh, I
Jim
only
Jar is a
pointed
little-
out the ones that were weird. I mean, the
Hmm.
dwarf is a little weird too, but I don't know. But
What are your concerns of Jim Jar?
He's just too gung ho.
Couldn't the same be said about you? Maybe not in the same fashion, but conversationalist, wanting to make friends. I've been a little more reserved and guarded, as you've been a little bit more outgoing, I've noticed, ever since even before the time that we spent alone together with
Sometimes when
Asha.
you talk, you see people's reactions. And it's a good way to judge.
how would the group judge you?
I wouldn't know. They haven't asked. Seems pretty selfish on their parts, but no one ever cares about Pupido.
Well, I'm asking, what's your story?
Oh, I come from Gracklestug. Spent most of my life there. In the caves, the Whirlstone Caverns, a fascinating place. Did you know there's a dragon in Gracklestug? Possibly a family, I don't know the whole thing. They leave Pupido and the rest of my kind out of that stuff. But then things started happening. And I went for a walk, and then all the lights in the caves were different. And then next thing I knew, Bupido was no longer at his home. He was in shackles, being taken by a drow, your kind. And then here you have it.
What keeps you with this party? Simply freedom?
Survival, and yes, of course, freedom. If we plan to go to this Sloopadoop, which I think is a horrible mistake, I think we should just skirt around the Dark Lake and find Gracklestug. Well, to find the smiths and get ourselves free of these shackles and chains and collars. Both would be nice, though. But freedom and survival, there is strength in numbers. No matter how ill-prepared some of them are.
What is... I think we've gone over this before. I know Bupido is Darrow.
Yep.
What is Weller's knowledge of Darrow?
Yeah, we have been over this before. You rolled a history check. Maybe not
Uh,
last session, but
I
the
wrote
session
down
before.
radiated to the point of madness.
Yeah, exactly. So they've been experimented on and tested for ages, and essentially they've been exposed to underdark radiation of severe levels, and most of them are mad. If not all of them a little bit touched.
touched. It's the polite way of putting it.
Yeah.
Can
by
I
madness.
do an insight check on Bupido to see how touched he is?
Sure, give me an
Or-
insight check.
Make sure advantage is off. Do.
Hard to tell. He's, seems like he's a straight shooter for the most part. Maybe less touch than some other Darrow that you've met. But you would see, like, occasionally he would start drawing in the dirt by the pool. Just nothing, and he scribbles it out and starts drawing again. Like an Etch-a-Sketch, essentially.
That's totally normal. Is it normal to refer to themselves in third person?
That might be the only thing that's really any insight to madness. No, most normal people do not refer to themselves in the third person.
Okay. I just heard him refer to himself as Bupido a few times.
I think it was like 4 times, yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say, as you travel with Bupido for like 2 or so days, you have noticed him get a little further away from his talkative self, which he was in the prison.
Right, okay.
But he'll kind of turn inward, essentially, for the rest of your watch, which does go by uneventfully. Waking up, Bupido just kind of doesn't even bother waking up, like, okay, and just passes out right where he was sitting. As you wake up Jimjar and Rincewind for the evening. Jimjar kind of stretches about when he gets up and, like, looks around, goes to, like, the entrance of this small cave, and he just looks at it for a little bit before coming back. Gives a big thumbs up and goes to kind of sitting position.
I guess I can't really see all that much. I'm not really sure I want to light a torch at this point until we're out of the cave and free and clear. I don't really want to draw attention to the cave itself, so I'll kind of sit back and keep my ears open, I guess.
All right. Having a quiet 4th watch, you all do get a long rest in, uneventfully for the evening. I do need everyone to give me a Constitution saving throw at advantage.
Oh,
All right. Unfortunately, Rincewind, you are hungry. If you don't eat one of those water orbs, you will take a point of exhaustion, as you have a little slight hunger pangs when you wake up.
okay. I mean,
It's only been a day, but
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and munch on that thing.
all right.
Do I get all 10 charges of lay on hands back on a long
All
rest?
of your lay on hands comes back. All
Okay.
of any of your abilities that you don't have, they come back. Definitely everyone would start eyeing Rincewind as he starts eating.
Can't be helped. My body needs to heal.
But nobody says anything, but you definitely get some looks from the rest of the group.
That's okay.
But another day's
Oh.
journey. So you have 5 of those water orbs if you want. If somebody, I guess you can put them in your bag of holding.
Yeah, I gotta come up with an item to the water orb as part of the. Can I do generic orb? Well, I can. All right, I'm just gonna throw orb.
Yeah, you got 5 of them.
I can hold. Before I throw anything into here, actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little infusion stuff. So actually, I'm going to carefully empty out the bag of holding, laying out the items before me. And well, actually, we said the water is safe. I don't need to. What I was going to do, because one of my other infusions is I can take the jug that I took and
Mm-hmm.
use it to change an alchemy jug,
Yeah.
so that I can get us 8 gallons of fresh water. But I can only use that for a moment, because then I still need to undo that infusion just so I can reinfuse that sack to remake the bag of holding and put everything away.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So
Yeah.
you would need to essentially choose it for the day. You can't flip-flop.
Well, that right? I mean, right. I can't have them. I get 2 infusions for the day, so the idea is infuse the pitcher to make the bag of holding, undoing the bag of holding, and then redo the bag of holding, undoing the alchemy jug. But just enough so that I could have at least poured out the water, at least into the water skin or anything else. So we at least have some fresh water. But if we already have a source of fresh water in this cave, I'm just going to use that to fill up the water skin.
Okay.
What infusions do you have active right now?
Well, keeping active, I have the enhanced defense, so I get an extra +1 to my chain shirt, and the bag of holding to keep everything.
Yeah.
I can pull out an alchemy jug,
Yeah.
so that can give me. I had that one going, so I can do acid, basic poison, beer, honey, mayonnaise, oil, vinegar, fresh water, salt water, or wine. Tempting, but water is probably the safest thing for us at the moment. Now, the other thing, which we could do, is I have an orb of direction, which basically serves as a compass. But again, as long as we want to be able to use the bag of hold thing, can only use it just
we
to get
don't know
us.
exactly where we have to go, which directions. It doesn't really help.
Yeah,
That
not
we,
right now. I mean, if we want to
compass.
take it just for a moment, just to
So it would be
situate
for the,
ourselves,
it would be
we
for
want to
the
know.
day, essentially.
Yeah,
Could
you
it-
can only
right.
do the infusion during a long rest. You don't get
Yeah.
to really flip-flop them.
Yeah, you can't flip-flop. You can't like take the infusion, then use it for a second, and then re-infuse, because it essentially takes, it's what you're doing during your long rest period, essentially.
That's why I figured that, though, because I get 2, it would give me the opportunity to go into, so I can use both up at the same time.
No, you have one already infused. You
Yeah.
have your enhanced defense already on. You only get one other.
Yeah, I
one.
think that one I could keep that one on, though, based on how the infusion should
Right.
work. It stays active.
It stays active, but that just means that you don't. It doesn't mean that you get to switch once a
Yeah.
day. You get to switch to one for the day.
Right.
So if you want
after
to switch
your
it to
long
the
rest
alcohol
is
jug,
done, you choose 2, essentially. And then,
Okay.
And then next long rest, you can choose 2 more if you wanted to switch them up.
right? Because as you go, you'll get more infusions
Right.
and more more infusion slots, I guess you could call them.
Right.
Right.
But collecting the 5 water orbs. Is there anything you'd like to do before you set out for your day's journey? All right. Setting off as some people are still looking at Rincewind as he was. It's not very tasty, Rincewind. It just tastes like you're eating a sponge, honestly, and the texture is very similar too. But kind of like eating leather almost. Softer.
I mean,
But yeah. Setting off into the day, I will need Weller to give me a survival check. I'll give you advantage for helping navigate towards the lake. All right, with a 14. And see how Malachar is doing with the mapping for the day. Give me a... I think we roll an intelligence check or wisdom. Unless you're proficient with cartographer's tools.
No. So which one is it? Intelligence or wisdom?
Your choice.
Okay.
I think that's what you got last time. As going back on your last part of the map, it like, yep, you're just drawing another line.
First we went
great
this
map,
way,
guys.
and then we went this way.
Yep.
Best
thought you said
cartographer
east.
in the entire underworld.
Yep. And it's like, oh, there's we went through some caves, and then there was another cave. We went the way we went. Taking care of the mapping, at least in your head. Maybe you forget to write down half of it as you're going. We'll need Rincewind to give me a survival check as well, with advantage for Bupido helping you out.
Okay. And then there's a +2 to this because I get expertise on it as well.
All right.
25.
Nice.
Go on a whisper.
Oh, he is on Whisper. He rolled a 23. Rolled 25.
I thought we could just say what we rolled.
Coming
Like, take my
going-
14 back.
Yeah, going through these caves. And as Shushar and Weller are kind of like leading the way with Jimjar slightly ahead, you would start to notice these sporadic crystal formations along the wall, emanating little bits of light. But as you're going, that's really good. Roll me a D6, Rincewind. All right. So, you come across, and what was the other one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. A small field of Zerkwood, which like 3 or 4 massive, which when I say small field, it's like 3 or 4 massive mushrooms, maybe 30 or 40 feet high. It has these large grain-like spores drifting about as you can easily... Got 6. Plus 4, 5. So you can easily collect 30 pounds of these Zerkwood spores for food.
As long as it tastes better than the sponge.
Nice.
It isn't going to be the best, but it has a weird kind of almost dusty kind of flavor to it.
Does,
Food.
But it is food, as 30 pounds is enough to feed you guys for essentially a day and a half for the entire group. So keep that mark that you have 30 pounds of Zerkwood spores.
Put
Does,
them in the bag.
I lean down to Bupido and say, do you have any serving suggestions for these bad boys?
Well, Well, no, you just pop them in your mouth and you just kind of munch on them for a while. They get your hands all fuzzy feeling, but it'd make very nice furniture, at least from what I've seen. Or, if these were closer to the Dark Lake, we could fashion a boat or something out of them. Most boats you find will be made of Zirkwood. They're very, very floatable and, well, honestly, lighter than the surface-dwelling wood that I've heard of. I've seen some of those things. They are weighty, little paperweight stuff. I don't like that. But no, just pop them in your mouth and just start munching.
Okay. So everybody should just take a pound of food or of
Or 3
spores
pounds.
for now. Yeah.
And essentially, that will last 1.5 days for your troop. Which is no small thing down here.
And then whatever we have, if we have any left over, then let's maybe pop that in the bag of holding. And
And
Then,
Rincewind, you don't have to eat today.
yeah.
'Cause you've already eaten today.
Coming from the guy that was complaining about how the sponge tasted.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then 6 or 7 levels down the line, we can have mayonnaise with our pollen spores.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And maybe wine.
Yeah.
But after collecting these spores that are just kind of drifting about this larger cavern, it kind of this one cavern eventually kind of goes into a smaller cave, which goes on for another hour or so, and coming into a much larger cavern beyond, filled with large shining crystals throughout. You would see water flowing throughout this cave as well, and it just kind of like odd, like fluorescent lighting almost down here, shimmering off the purples and greens and various colors of the dirt and mold, and just a very moist cavern as well. Like there's this like thick layer of mist throughout it, or rather a thin layer of mist. You guys would see large crystal clusters. Kind of like that. Did it show you guys the picture?
Yeah.
It was like kind of like these fluorescent lights lighting up throughout the place.
Can I just take a closer look, see if there's anything worthwhile to them? Anything I might find worthwhile to them for.
Give me an Arcana or a Nature check.
There's a strange sound of EDM music permeating through the cave.
Yeah.
19.
Closest thing you'll get to a rave down here is this cave. With a 19, pretty good. So these are quartz crystals, but every now and then you'll see smaller fist-sized chunks of them that shed dimmer sort of light in a 10-foot radius. And if you're looking at it, you can see this unstable bit of like matter within. Seems something that's like vibrating almost. With a 19, pretty good. You would think if you were to hit this, or maybe smash it against something, or impact it with a hard surface of some sort, that it might explode to some effect. Probably something.
How many can I
with the light.
take? How many can I take and shove in the bag?
If you want to spend time harvesting, you certainly can.
Not a lot. I don't want to slow down the group too much. If I could just, grab a few?
They-
You said there was a few like loose pieces that are already available.
They aren't really loose.
Oh.
It would require time, but you would think it would probably have like a blinding effect,
Almost like a
All right,
flashbang.
Any of
like
them?
small flashbangs.
Can we
Yep,
break
I
any of
see.
them off by hand, or
At least, I mean, I have the hammer and I have some iron spikes.
They
I can at least chisel them off.
they are embedded, so it would take time. But you could
Man,
there's a
be
few
careful.
within reach that you could get.
We want to take the time. Could be useful.
Seems like
Yeah, I mean, I can
Miss
imagine
a
it's
strike,
pretty
we're all
nicely
going
with the
blind.
catapult. We just take a few, just if I can grab one or two of these things just to throw in the bag for later.
I don't think it would hurt to have them.
Yeah.
So you are going to take some time to.
Yeah, just enough
Alright.
to like I said, if I can just grab like maybe two of these things to hold on to for later.
Well, spend
Two,
the,
like, you know,
spend the
baseball size.
time. Roll me a d12.
Weller's closing his eyes.
7.
7. You get 7 fist-sized chunks of crystals.
Nice.
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 It does
That's
take,
pretty
What was
good.
take
it?
the better part of
What-
like 2 hours. They are. You could just call them. They're chunks of quartz, like unstable quartz.
Flashbang rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
essentially.
gonna write them in the notes. That doesn't really matter, but I mean, what is like a pound of chunk?
I would say, yeah, a pound of chunk. It's like a fist-sized, essentially, piece of quartz. Quartz isn't too heavy.
Okay, cool. In the bag.
But
Thank you guys. Let me grab that.
after taking the time in here to collect, and I would say Boopido, Jim Jar, Topsy, and Turvy would all be willing to help with that endeavor because they all seem to like shiny things.
Who doesn't like shiny things?
No,
I do think at the end of every session we need a recap of what's in Chris's bag.
What?
I can make a separate item token for you guys to
Need to have a
you-
game show.
so you know what's in his bag. Yeah, no, that
I can always-
could be a thing.
You can always make my D&D my D&D Beyond sheet the public available one, you know.
I don't want
Where-
to.
No, I don't really want to know. I
Yeah.
want to all of us take guesses and see who can come up with the closest.
Oh,
and then
Fair
we win
enough.
something.
what did he add to his bag this time?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Last
What do we
time on
win?
Dragon Ball Z.
But continuing onward for the day. Go with Casmus. Roll me that stealth check for camouflaging your tracks and also kind of finding a good spot to hide for the night. All right.
7.
As the day, or rather trek in these tunnels gets later, you are not coming across any small caves to rest. It's all big expanses. Doesn't feel the safest.
Feel like he's just behind us with a broom, just sweeping as we walk.
He's just dragging his foot along. Or
He's got some of the like backward fashion boots, so every
Yeah.
step that he takes, it looks like it's going the opposite.
Going in the other direction.
Jim Jar at the end of your trek for the day. Oh, I guess this is as good as it gets. Still see some of those crystals in the distance, but I don't think there's any good shelter for the evening. Unless we want to keep going through the night.
How far are we from the lake?
Well, I don't think
Have an
any of us
idea?
knows. Shusha? And he just kind of shrugs. We are where we are.
I mean, are we going in the right direction at least?
That's the other question I was gonna ask. Do we even know if we're going the right way?
Yeah, we're going the right direction, I think.
You
Shusha
think.
will kind of nod to that.
You think or you know?
Well, no,
I
I
mean, is
don't
this
know.
lake
I
big
don't
enough
know where
that
we're at right now. We get to the
Hang
other
on, I
side of the
wanna-
lake and I'll know where we're at.
I want to test something. Shushar, I think we're going in the wrong direction. What do you think?
Oh, I thought I was helping lead us to the lake. If it is not our intention to go to the lake, then perhaps we would be going in the wrong direction.
All right. I just wanted to make sure you wouldn't agree with what anyone said.
Oh. I will. I mean, if we want to turn around,
No.
we could.
No.
Don't think too much into it. You're doing great.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Weller.
I think we need to just. Do we want to stay here for the night, or do we want to keep going through the night?
So either stay out here in the open, or we'll keep on trekking.
I don't like trying to set up camp in the wide open.
No, exactly.
We'll find a place
as far-
eventually.
As far as we know, it could be daylight out, so it's night for us. But
I've only been up top a couple times. Well, that daylight's not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, there's no daylight down here.
And Topsy and Turvy kind of nod along with that. Hey, you actually made sense with that one.
I say we just keep going for a few hours. Try to find another cave or something. Not wide open.
Agreed.
If everyone feels up to it, let's keep pushing until we can find a location a bit more fortuitous.
You would hear a slight groan come from Boopido, and he kind of like looks around like, what was that?
Oh, like he's trying to play off his groan?
Yeah. He'd be like, "Ugh. No, what? Who did that? Yes, we could go on. Not tired at all. Don't worry about Boopido.
Boopido. Okay, he's hanging back in the back
Yeah, he's in the back.
Yeah.
in the marching order.
But continuing on through this trek, find like a 20-foot wide tunnel that keeps going and going. No small tunnels within it. Need everyone to give me a Constitution save. Rincewind, Rincewind, Rincewind.
No!
Right?
Couple hours into this trek, legs not feeling so hot, getting crampy. You do suffer a point of exhaustion.
I don't know how exhaustion works, but
So
Ain't
it's
good.
not. I know it's not great.
The way I do it, I don't like the previous 5th edition rules. There was a test rule in 1 D&D that was for every point of exhaustion, you just get -1 to everything, as opposed to severe disadvantages on a lot of things. So
Yeah,
it scales better. So if you have 1 point of exhaustion, it doesn't take you out of the game. Or if you have 2 points, you can still do stuff. You just have -2 to everything.
okay.
That's just to like all your rolls.
To all of your rolls, all of your D20 rolls have -1. and any spell DCs are -1 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I'd come across it in the shit that I watched, and it was like crippling.
It can be.
I was
So
like, that's terrible.
previously, if you have a point of exhaustion, you have disadvantage on all ability checks. If you have 2 points of exhaustion, you have disadvantage on all ability checks and attacks and saves, I think. If you have 3, your movement is slowed down by 10 feet.
Yeah.
And then if you have
Jesus.
4, it just gets worse and worse. I think your movement just ends up becoming 0, and you're bedridden.
Is it healed completely on like a long rest,
It is,
or is it
you
take
get
one away?
You get 1 back on a long rest, or it takes 1 away
Okay.
on a long rest.
Okay.
So if you have multiple, you'll just have 1 left.
Yeah. But as you're walking through this tunnel,
Fine.
trudging through it, Bupido also doesn't look so hot. He'll kind of end up actually go middle of the pack with this, kind of like leaning on Shushar a little bit. And Topsy and Turvy will stay back a little more. But as you're going, come to what at first you think is a dead end. But Weller, with your supreme dark vision, and I think Casmus too,
Yeah.
can see 2 cliffs, one to the right that goes up maybe 100 or so feet. A little bit of an incline. And another one that goes up what looks to be 40 feet. And then there's a little like landing. And then it goes up to about maybe 30 feet above that. As it seems like a dead end, but yeah. But there is an incline to the one on the left-hand side. It looks like it's more progressive height gain, and not quite as tall as that, like almost 100-foot tall cliff.
Yeah, so it's gonna go to Weller and just look at him. Do you think we can climb that incline one, or would it be too risky?
I'm so sorry, guys. I missed that description. There was a water bug on the ceiling right above me,
Oh, I hate
and
that.
I knew that it was going to
So-
fall on me if I
so
didn't kill it.
It looks like you come to a dead end, but there's a like 100-foot tall cliff to your right, and to your left there's a like it goes up like 40 or so feet, and then there's a landing, and then another cliff that goes up like 20-30 feet above that. And it looks like it continues both directions.
And Casmos, which one were you asking about if we could scale?
The one that has an incline.
The one with the landing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry that they had to be 10 back. Well, we already made progress this way.
I think we probably should just try to climb up.
We've
some
got-
rope.
I was going to say, we've got rope, we've got some spikes.
Someone good at climbing up there to get the rope up first?
Do we have someone who's good at climbing? I'm not. I can guarantee you that.
Topsy and Turvy.
Jim Jar?
Or Jim Jar.
Yeah, if we ask Jim Jar to do it, he'll just climb up the 100-foot cliff and
Yeah,
Well,
I couldn't
Have
make
something
that.
first.
I'd wager none of us could make that 100-foot cliff. The other one
Yeah.
though, I might be able to if you want. You want to
Do
hand me a
we-
rope?
From the level that we're at, do we, or I'm sure I'm going to have to roll for it. Can I perceive, are we alone? Is there anything on the landings? Do we see anything?
Give me a perception check. The nat 20.
yeah.
Looking around in here. near that 100-foot tall cliff to your right, you would notice indentations in it, almost like drag marks or like rockfall. But you don't see, I mean, you would see a few boulders about. Maybe they fell from up there. But you don't hear anything. Actually, maybe taking a moment, trying to listen after seeing that. You would hear this faint whisper. You can't make out what it is. It also seems to be coming from that 100-foot tall ledge. Multiple voices, probably. Just whispering.
The blood Zordon, he's talking to me again. Okay. Well, I recommend that we definitely avoid the 100-foot cliff off to our right.
All right.
Well, you want to hand me a rope and I'll pop on up?
Do they look like they converge at the same spot?
No, it looks like one goes continues like more like hard left, and the top right one like kind of continues in a northernly direction.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm not sure which is the right way, but to the left definitely seems easier to scale, and to the right, it appears there may have been a rock slide, and I think I'm picking up faint voices from that direction.
Stressed voices?
Don't trust the voices, eh? Just give me the rope and I'll pop on up and I'll lower it down.
Someone's got a rope to give it to him. We used mine way back to escape.
I got 50 feet of rope in the bag, plus some hammer and spikes to give him for
You have 100
climbing
feet.
up. Oh, I do? I only had...
Yeah, you have
that's
two
it.
50 feet. You have 100-foot length of silk rope, because they only give you...
Yeah, I just didn't have the quantity marked right then in my inventory.
Yeah.
He's only going for it. You should only need the one bundle, though.
It's the 100-foot length is what you guys got from the drow.
Oh, okay.
But it's not an option in the manuals for 100-foot length of rope.
All right.
But Jimjar actually quite agilely, kind of almost Jackie Chan's his way up the wall, up this cliff, and hops up pretty well. Disappears for a moment as you hear some rock hitting metal as he's putting a spike in to the ground. And he kind of hovers up ahead. All right, rope should be good. He tosses it down.
Who goes first?
I'll go first. This way, I fall. You got more people here to catch me.
All right.
All right. Zargus, give me a athletics check with advantage.
Ooh.
Nat 20. Yeah. He knows how to climb a rope. Very sturdy. Gets up top. Jimjar, you see this cave continuing past, like, looks to be a big rock jutting out the center of the cave beyond. But it is a narrower cave than one you came from. Still about 10-15 feet wide. Who's next?
I'll wait at the bottom for everyone else to get up and go up last.
Yeah, I was going to say, out of fear that Jimjar yelling to us that the rope is good to go, and the hammering of the spike into the rock and the voices that I've heard, I'll let the smaller and hopefully more agile characters go ahead. So I'll hang out with Malakar
All right.
and just kind of be on alert for those voices.
While I'm waiting for the other people to come up, I'm gonna try and just scope the immediate area for anything weird or dangerous or anything nearby.
Give me a perception check. As Boopido will, like, after Dargus makes it up, Boopido just scampers on up pretty easily. With an 11. Shushar will follow.
I mean, all of our companions are small races, right?
Yeah.
They are. It's just, except for Shushar.
I'd say
Oh,
Shushar's
really?
pretty big, isn't he?
Shushar's like 5.5, 6 feet tall.
He gets
Shushar
carried
would
me.
appreciate it if you called him by his God-given name,
Shushar the Awakened?
Shushar the Awakened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, if there's no other, I'll go right after Topsy and Turvy.
All right. As Topsy and Turvy kind of go up in unison as they are clambering upward.
Oh, somebody better have grabbed Stool. Don't tell me Stool's down here still.
Stool's with, hanging out with Turvy at the moment.
Okay.
But as Topsy and Turvy are nearing the top, and Casmus is climbing up that bottom portion, the three at the bottom, and Casmus
Do it.
too, would hear this rumbling come from up
Oh,
top
shit.
of the 100-foot cliff. And tell you what, Dargus, roll me a d20, and Weller, Malakar, and Rincewind, roll me a d20.
Mm,
This is not the order I thought you guys were going to go in. All right. As you guys are making your way up, you would hear, well, from below, the three of you would hear those whispers getting louder and louder. Actually, let me go back to that.
cool.
As a rock is thrust, I will need
F and A.
Casmus. Does a 21 hit Casmus?
Yes.
As a large boulder slams into you, as you take 32 points of bludgeoning damage.
And he falls down.
As he falls down the rope, unconscious. That is one death save. Looking over, you can see sliding down that 100-foot cliff looks to be a two-headed giant wielding a club and big morning star in the other. Actually, it's a battle axe and a morning star. Just sliding down. Wouldn't be able to see much, but Rincewind, you would be able to see both of the heads smiling. And actually, Rincewind, you wouldn't. Reller would, because it's dark in here. Because I get you two confused for whatever dumb reason in my brain is like, they're the same, but they're not. But Weller, you would be able to see this giant sliding down, and you would see other faces like attached, like another face like on its like breast and another face on its stomach, on its knee, like not animated face, just kind of like in there, as its skin is all mottled in gray.
Seems like a lovely fella.
Yeah, did anything that you just said, was that supposed to make me feel better that they're not animated?
Yeah, it should.
No, they're still, that's, no.
Oh, thank God it's just Leatherface.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
as Casmus falls to the ground right by you guys, that'll be where we'll take our little 5-10 minute break and pick up here at about 5 till. So we'll see what happens here as you guys are tired, trudging through the night. Rock flung from up on the ceiling. There's a giant. A large, it's like maybe 16-foot tall giant sliding down towards you guys. 16.
Casmus, can't wait to meet your next character, buddy.
But yeah, we'll pick up there.
Let's see.
here in a
Let's
few.
see.
All right, see you guys in a few.
Yeah.
See you guys.
All right. Yeah, welcome back. Last we left our group, they were traversing into the later hours, trudging through a cave and climbing up this cliff, only to be assaulted during their climb. And seeing at the bottom, Casmus falls down next to Weller and Rincewind and Malachar as Topsy and Turvy are mid-climb. A giant, two-headed with what looks to be more faces within it, slides, kind of honestly tumbling down this 100-foot cliff, now wielding like a bone, like morning star, along with a large axe-like thing. As that's where we're going to pick up. If everyone will roll some initiative, please, as you guys are separated by height.
No.
On the Roll20 upgrades that they're doing, do they have a snap to token feature or something? So that when the map switches, I'm not zoomed in on black space?
I can do that myself
Ah,
for you guys to zoom you guys different spaces. I didn't roll that, guys.
All right, let me. Oops.
Interesting. Roll one for some of these NPCs. So at the top of the round, Weller. And you see this hulking, multi-headed creature lumbering towards you after it lands. It seems to have actually hurt itself with the landing. But it is there. Running towards you.
Can I have my torch on since we're in the dark?
Flame on.
Didn't have your torch lit.
Well, I mean, I imagine anytime we're walking in the dark, I'd like to have a torch lit now.
And then you wouldn't
Now
have
that
any
I have some?
torches left. Because they only last for an hour.
Okay.
So, as your action, you can light a torch if you want. I'll say for this time I'll let you have it, but in the future, just state something that you like. I'm gonna light my torch now.
Sure.
And I would assume like 70% of the time it will be dark out. You got torch in one hand, shield in the other. Weller, what you doing?
I'm seeing how far away from this guy I am, and it looks like 35 feet no matter what direction I go.
come to you.
Oh no, I believe it. I believe he will. I believe they will. I don't know what they prefer their pronouns to be.
Probably they, honestly, because there's
They?
more. There's multiple. It's gonna be they.
Yeah.
Do you believe in a thing called love?
That's what
Just
they.
a
That's
little
what
bit of my
they.
heart.
That's what they are. Is love. Coming to give you a big old
I
hug.
don't want it.
Oh,
I don't want it.
God.
all the there's so many faces for kisses. All right, so as previously stated, I'm going to yell to Dargus to remember his courts. And I will I don't really want to close the distance with them, but I will at least move in front of Casmus and what does it take to stabilize? Is it a
Medicine check. Yeah, that is your action.
Okay. Fuck. All right, let's go ahead and do that. I might as well.
Can I
can't
give him
close the
guidance on that?
distance.
You cannot because it's not a reaction in current edition. It is later though, so in like 6 months, 8 months, it will be a reaction. But
Okay.
for now, you have to use an action and then it lasts for a minute.
Gotcha. Okay.
My medicine is not that good. All right.
DC 10.
Yeah, but I'm worried because my rolls tonight have been like not that great, getting better. Natural.
I believe
20.
in you. I
So
believe
feel
in you.
like- I feel like it's gonna go back down.
I believe in you.
You never know.
Shut up!
You could always forego it, and Casmus could roll a natural
you can
20.
do this.
Passed out people don't talk. Here's what I'll do. I will at least get in a defensive posture and ready an action for when they close the distance
All right.
with my what is it? Glaive?
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking cleave and glaive.
Your
Got
glaives.
glaive. My glaive. It's a
your
happy
clave?
glaive.
Yeah.
As you ready your clave, that'll take us to Rincewind.
Rincewind's going to just hear that thud and look over next to him, and I'm going to step over and drop down next to Casmus and cast Cure Wounds.
All right. Have we
Didn't
seen
need me
Rincewind
anyway.
cure wounds yet?
Yeah, I cast it on Weller, where I
Mhm.
kind of drew healing up out of the ground. And
Right.
it,
That's right. Okay.
And it, ugh.
As you
Is that right?
You get. No, the one is nothing. You
Oh,
had-
the
you
favored
had,
foe.
Yeah, you had
Okay.
favored foe click. As Casmus, you get 9 points of healing on the ground. You just kind of stumble last breath knocked out of you by a large boulder hitting you, and you see Rincewind over you and Weller on the other side, readying his glaive. Anything else for Rincewind?
Then I am going to yell up to the top, "Hey, give us some covering fire!" And step over here by Weller and end my turn.
All right. I'll take us to Casmus.
I'm gonna move further down to I can see him further down like this. I can still see him, and we're gonna try to cast to slow him down. Cast a little Eldritch Blast on him.
All right. Started blasting.
Chad, we're gonna die so brave.
That is going to be a miss.
Oh no, we are dying.
Coming to, standing up, your magic just flares off in the distance. Anything else for Casmus?
Nope, that's gonna be it.
Taking us to Malakar, you see Weller standing ready for it to charge.
I'm gonna kind of move over here to kind of spread out a little bit.
All right.
And I am going to cast Sacred Flame.
All right. Big dex save from him. You got a big old 6. Throw me some Sacred Flame damage. And he'll take 5 points of this purplish burning as it erupts at his feet. Anything else from Malakar?
That'll be it for me.
Did you say this thing was a giant?
It is. And it's about 13 feet, 14 feet tall.
Does anybody speak giant, or was that last game?
I don't think anyone does.
Yes.
I mean, I know
just-
I did.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Anything else for Malakar?
No, that's it.
All right, that will take us to the Giants' turn as they start lumbering towards you, just charging, weapons ready, outstretched. As it approaches, you would see the faces on its body move, and its 2 heads whispering in this odd language, this guttural speech, but in a whisper, even as it's getting close. As actually, let me double check their range. No,
Oh, God.
they do have to get close. Running up to Malakar. Weller, you do get your attack off because they do come within range of you. So if you want to roll me that glaive attack.
I would love to.
That is going to be a miss.
Funny, this weapon didn't miss when it was aiming for us.
Nope. As you lash out, the giant, one of its arms just quickly knocks away your glaive as it goes in for a whirl against Malakar.
User error.
Pepcac.
Almost got a nat 20. Getting a 17 and a 14 against you, Malakar.
Both of those do not hit.
All right. As you deflect it with your shield, the battle axe and the Morning Star just kind of clinks onto the ground next to you. It's this unintelligible look at you as it seems confused in what it's doing. And it's just these weird kind of whispers coming out from it. Taking us to surprise guest number 1.
No.
Up top,
Jim Jar?
Oh.
with Dargus, Jimjar, Bupido, and Shushar. Out of the rock that is kind of jutting in the center of the space up ahead, you would see a 22-foot tall stone giant with faces all over its body of stone just lurch out, wielding a
Fucking
great
hell.
club of stone itself. As it picks up a rock from behind and just lobs it at Jimjar.
Oh, jeez.
You would
come
hear
on.
mighty roars roar, as all of the faces on it roar at the same time. Actually, you know what? He's not going to lob that. He's going to run up to Jimjar and just go pick him up and throw him over the cliff
Oh,
as Jimjar goes flying.
Jesus Christ.
Actually, we should make him make an attack first. Just double check. I'm pretty sure he's gonna hit him. Yeah, he does. Jimjar takes 8d6 points of damage
Huh.
as Jimjar just thuds on the ground next to you guys down below. And the giant keeps running up to Dargus and just kind of smacks him. Or attempts to smack him. Getting a 20 to hit. Against Dargus. As I think a 20 hits.
Sorry, yes, 20 hits. Forgot it.
As you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And I need a charisma save.
Five.
You feel as this giant just kind of smacks you, where it smacks you on the side of your arm starts to stiffen, and that stiffening starts to spread all throughout your body as you can feel yourself hardening. You are restrained in this moment. Taking us to Bupido and Shushar. As Bupido will throw Shushar in front of him. Like, look, get out there! For his action. And he backs away. Or attempts to back away.
Fucking Shushar. Bupido.
Shushar will just be like, oh, no, don't hurt me. And just kind of like try to take the dodge action, essentially. That'll take us to Dargus.
What can I do if I'm restrained? Am I able to do anything restrained?
Think about life.
You,
Yeah.
your
This was
attacks are made at disadvantage. Your attacks against you are made at advantage. Your movement is 0. And that is what you can do.
So I'm not going to survive this guy, so...
There's a chance. Topsy and Turvy are coming.
Let's try... Can I grab one of these quartz things and try throwing it into his face?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
It will affect you and Shushar as well. But absolutely you can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already restrained. What's another condition?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do much or anything else. Alright, so what do I need to roll for that?
I need a Constitution saving throw, as it just happens. As you smash it up against the stone giant's body, It just sparks with light, this blinding light. Constitution save. As you are barely not blinded.
But that counts.
Neither is the giant.
God
You got a
damn it,
15.
that counts too.
However, Shushar is blinded. But he's taking the dodge action. And this bright light, and Shushar's like, I can't see. Taking us to anything else for Dargus? That was your action to do so.
Yeah, that was got. Yeah, I got no other bonus actions.
At the end of your turn, as your movement is 0. And I was actually wrong about this. It's a Constitution save, not Charisma. They had it worded wrong, so that wouldn't change your first part because you still rolled a 4.
Sure.
But I need a Constitution save at the end of your turn.
Okay. 16.
Unfortunately, a 16 just doesn't make it. Just barely.
Jesus.
And hey, man.
As Dargus, after throwing that flashbang, your body completely turns to stone. As you are petrified.
Well, I'm gonna get my backup character ready.
Well, Chris, it was good having you back, man.
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't know who's gonna spare the dying now.
it's a fair point. So any last words as Dargus turns to stone?
That's it.
Fair enough.
Man, did we have to call them last words?
You guys don't have access to the Greater Restoration yet.
That doesn't bode well.
That takes us to Topsy and Turvy.
We could carry him, right?
As
We have a statue in the party.
they... Turvy will continue his climb. Hearing the noise. Topsy is kind of at that middle stage. She does have the high ground. So she'll take a shot at the guy down below. Hitting with one of them. As a crossbow bolt strikes this Etten down here. 8 points of damage. As Turvy... Well, you guys wouldn't see what's happening up there. But, he's going to shoot his hand crossbow too. Actually, he's going to do something fancy to himself. Taking us back to the top of the round, Weller.
If I wanted to... If I wanted to climb the rope, would that take my action, my movement? Would it cost me more than one round?
So this first space is 30 feet high. I know it's at an angle. So that would take you movement and action to get up.
Damn, and it's right on 30.
And it would take essentially your movement and action to get up to the first lip.
Basically a dash.
Yeah.
I would have to dash.
If
But
you wanted
if
to
I
get up.
wanted to grab Jim Jar, I couldn't because that would take my action and movement. Well, you said 30 feet to get up to the first landing.
Yeah, to where Topsy is. You can't even see Topsy, but he's right there. Or she's right there. And then it's another 20 feet beyond that to get to the top.
All right, I'm trying to do the math in my head. So there's no world where I grab Jim Jar and I make it to the first landing between action movement and bonus action.
I would say you could try. It would cost
Action surge.
You can action surge if that's what you want.
Oh yeah.
I will say this Etten does look hurt already.
Yeah, he pulled a Raffrin and broke his ankles on the way down.
Yeah, essentially.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and try the glaive at him again.
All right. Let's see that glaive.
Glaive. Put a little spice to it. I like it.
Yeah,
A
I
little
like it.
zhuzh. You gotta add the zhuzh.
That's it. The au jus sauce.
19 will definitely hit. There's 6 points of slashing damage as you keep your distance, just kind of slashing at its gut. All the faces would kind of start to change to upset, angry faces on its body. As it's still just this incessant whispering coming from it.
1d10 plus 4. So wait, I can re-roll that too.
Oh yeah, because with your Great Weapon Mastery. Yeah, you can.
So just hit glaive again.
Yeah. Much better, yeah.
Finally coming in handy.
So for 8 more points of damage instead. Yeah, slashing, cutting into this guy.
Very nice.
Anything else for Weller?
Let me check my positioning. Can I... If I'm already in range of him and I move further in range, it doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity.
Nah.
Okay. If I'm not in range of him and I move in range of him, does it provoke an attack of opportunity? Or is it
Nah.
just if I move out of range?
Just if
of
you
him?
move out of it. So, like, for example, if he were to move out of if he were to take a step to the right, you would get an attack of opportunity.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So if I wanted to be in flanking position, right there would be flanking for Malachar.
You got it, yeah.
All right, cool. That's it for me.
All right. You guys wouldn't see what's happening up there. But something does happen.
Of course it does. Why wouldn't it?
The faces summon another blood demon Zordon, you know.
You would hear a call yell out. Go back to the abyss you came from. As blows are landing. Pretty good damage.
Oh god, I hate this.
This is just all bad.
Taking us to Rincewind. That wasn't bad stuff happening, I promise.
Yet.
Okay. I am going to take a bonus action and, well, I'm gonna drop the torch at my feet, and I'm going to rub my fingers together and blow into them, and I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Zephyr Strike.
All right.
and I'll pull my hand crossbow and shoot at the head that's closest to me, or whatever face is closest to me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna aim right between the eyes for whatever that face is.
Fair
And
enough. Using up your
let's
Zephyr
go.
Strike.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Nat 20. That'll do it.
Nice.
Woohoo. So, the hand crossbow damage is
9.
11. And then there's the favored foe is on that
Oh,
too.
you didn't hit the critical damage.
Oh, I just hit the hand crossbow damage that was under. I clicked hand crossbow.
Did you hit it in the chat window?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, it didn't roll another D6 because it only rolled 1.
Okay.
All right. So for 13 plus 2 from Zephyr Strike.
And that's the favored foe damage.
Oh,
The
so,
2?
So favored foe is so any dice you roll is doubled. So if you
Okay.
go to your sheet, you should be able to click the checkboxes for. Oh, you don't have a Zephyr Strike one.
I don't have a Zephyr Strike one. I just have a square that I can click the damage for.
Fair enough. I'll make you one. So roll that twice
Oh, there we go. Okay.
because it's critical. So it'll do. That actually is all the damage there. So 11, 15, 16, 22, 25 points of damage. As you
Very
hit
nice.
the center of this face within its like center mass, like on its chest starts to crack. And what did I say? 29?
25.
25. As a lot of its body starts to kind of fall apart. Like it does not look healthy in any sort of sense.
And then I'll just kind of blow the tip of the crossbow.
All right.
And my turn.
That'll take us to Casmus.
Gonna use a bonus action to cast X with strength on that creature.
All right. You don't need to roll hex damage.
No, I know,
got
I-
you.
Glisten, and then we're gonna use Eldritch Blast to attack him.
All right. Twelve hits.
All right.
There's not a single tinge of armor on this guy. And he takes 12, so 13 points of damage. What does it look like as you end this giant?
Just it explodes in a million pieces. All bones
shit.
going all over the place.
And it's
All
actually
bone
like
dust.
kind of like cracked stone, just like cracking and shattering as these whispers exude from its body, and you can almost see like little bits of what you would think might be their souls. Anything else for Casmus?
Nope, that's gonna be it.
I'll take us to Malakar.
Okay. Well, at this point, I am going to kick the shit out of whatever pile of stuff that's in front of me, and then I will go up to Jim Jar and use lay on hands to get him up. And can I use 5 charges of that?
You can.
Okay.
Oh, actually, kicking the shit out of the thing that was in front of you was your action. I'm sorry.
Yeah. As he kind of
So
comes
just
to. Well, that was a wild ride.
But I don't have enough movement to make it up that rope right now, do I?
No.
Because I used my
you can
action.
get to the base of it, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just get up to the base here.
All
And
right.
then that'll be it.
I'll take us up top where things are happening. As Shushar gets hit, as does this other guy. You'd hear that roar once again, just kind of on almost like auto-tuned, because it's so many voices at one time, whacking out at people, taking us to a dead Etten. And then Bupido will now shoot. His crossbow. Missing. Dargus is still a statue. Actually, something else happened there. So one of those guys actually didn't take damage. Taking us to Topsy and Turvy. Topsy kind of calls out, "Turvy, all right?" Turvy be like, "Oh, there's something up here. It's fucking weird." And Topsy will spend her movement getting up there, while Turvy takes shots. Yeah, hitting with 2. Taking us to Weller. Well.
Hey, yo. All right, what's it going to take me to get up this fucking rope?
You can move. You would need to action surge to get up to the halfway point.
Cheerleader lift him.
I'll say sure, that'll help him get 5 feet. But he still will need to action surge if he wants to get up to the midway point. But you could essentially get up halfway if you wanted to.
If I didn't action surge.
If you dashed, you could get halfway up.
So action movement, bonus action dash, no action surge.
No bonus action dash because you're not a rogue.
God damn it! Yeah, that's.
But yeah,
that is so...
But because of the climb speed, you know.
So if I didn't use my action surge, where would I be?
Halfway up where I pointed.
Is that still on the rope, or is that like
That
a
is
little
still on
landing?
the rope. The ledge is 15 more feet up.
Basically blocking anyone else from getting up.
Correct. People can always try to climb without the rope too.
I don't know. I've got bad experience with that, with not using the rope.
Shusha would have disengaged.
Well, god dang it, Steven.
Oh, you action dash up the rope.
Yeah, I reckon so.
All right.
I don't have a lot of great options down here.
I know. It's the order you guys went in up the rope. Fair enough.
So judgmental coming from the DM that knows what was waiting up there.
I mean, it's the order you guys went in, and also the dice that I made you guys roll determined which giant was where. So it was random. As you would stay still, foul beast. That's what you would hear come from up top. Taking us to Rincewind.
As Chad said earlier, we're rolling dice.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to pick my torch back up and I don't know. I'll sling my shield over my back and then I'll wait my turn because I figured that's about an action to do both those things and
Fair
prepare
enough.
myself to climb the rope.
That'll take us to Casmus then.
If I dash, I can make it up to the ledge.
If you dash, you can make it up to the ledge.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dash and I'm gonna make it up to the ledge up there.
You make it up to the ledge, and then there's a 20-foot tall ledge above you. You can probably barely see the bald head of a stone figure, just because he's 25 feet tall, so you'd be able to see a little bit of him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand there for now.
All right. Taking us to Malachar. As actually, I will need an athletics check from Casmus, because you do have to climb around Weller.
But I move out of the way. I give you space.
I'll say you don't get up there then. You don't fall. But Weller's kind of blocking you.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm really bad at athletics, so it's fine.
Taking us to Malachar.
You should have just Eldritch blasted him up the top.
He doesn't have the
Yeah.
+1 yet.
I was gonna say, could we do like a jet, you know, like
Shoot
a
him right
rocket
in the ass.
takeoff,
And up's a daisy.
like Mario when he lands on fire?
Malachar
Yeah.
gonna try to dash and climb past as well.
You're muted.
You are muted.
Oh, damn. I mean, is there any way I can get past them?
You can climb without the rope if you wanted. It would just be an athletics check as well.
So either way, I'm rolling an athletics check to either to get around them or to
correct.
climb up.
But if
Okay.
if you roll badly on the climbing around them, you just get stuck. And if you roll badly on not using the rope, then you can fall.
I fall.
Yeah, there's a chance. I would say at this point, because there's
Um,
two of them kind of stuck there, you're gonna need to not use the rope.
Yeah. Am I able to cast guidance on myself for
That
this
would be,
athletics
that would
check?
be your action, so you wouldn't be able to dash, so you would only get 15 feet up.
Oh, okay. Never
Right.
mind then. Damn. All right. Well, let's do it.
Yeah, give me an athletics check. We'll say the DC isn't the hardest because it is an incline. It's not a sheer cliff.
No.
Well, for the natural one, you slip and fall prone.
You're just like,
Seriously, that's
just
like
like
the
running
third person
across.
that's fell on right next to me.
Like the third fucking
You-
nat one I've rolled on a.
You don't take any damage, but you do fall prone next to Rincewind, and that does essentially take up your turn.
Yeah, it does.
and it's
At
gonna
least,
cost
at least it
you.
didn't take any damage.
It's gonna
Let's
cost
see,
you
that's a
half your
good way.
movement next turn
Just to get up.
stand up. Yeah.
Yeah.
As that'll take
Fucking
us-
ropes, man.
Yeah. You should drop 2. That'll take us to.
This is like the three fucking
Giant.
stooges right now.
Let me double check.
I've always heard that it's doors
As he
in
misses.
D&D that are the bane of existence, but I swear it's been ropes in my experience.
It's ropes and heights for sure. Doors are pretty bad too. Wait till you get to one.
That's not good.
Especially down here.
Yeah, I'll take us to the NPCs. Jim Jar, seeing everyone having a hard time, will wait his turn. Topsy and Turvy shooting crossbows.
Next thing we know down here, it's the doors are mimic.
And,
I feel like we should be suspicious of doors down here.
you should very much be suspicious of doors down here.
Same.
Of everything at that point.
It's only taking 7.
I'm suspicious
Oh,
of
no.
myself down here. Shit.
Your climbing abilities.
100%.
Yeah.
As you would hear sounds of battle come from up top. Taking us back to Weller. Weller, you can move 15 feet, and you're at
God.
the ledge. So
Thank you.
that is your movement. You are on the first ledge. You can dash to get up to the top.
Yeah, please. Can I dash to get up the top and get out of the way for
Yeah.
these guys? I feel terrible.
As you get up there, you can see this 20-foot tall stone giant, faces all over it, roaring and just wailing about. Behind it, you would see this 7.5-foot tall blue orc with giant tusks coming out of his face, swinging a great axe wildly at it as well. Seemingly also clad in full plate armor. But you get up there, seeing Topsy and Turvy in different corners shooting crossbows, and Bupido kind of at the ledge shooting, and Shushar kind of like kind of hidden away back there. The most interesting thing is at first you don't see Dargus, but then you would see his face in like the thigh of this giant.
Don't like that.
But that'll take us to Blurg, the blue orc, who hits us one of his attacks. Just swinging wildly. Defend yourselves! Taking us to Rincewind. Chasma's still halfway up the rope.
I guess I have just a ton of movement right now, so I'll
do.
try to do the athletics check
Yeah.
to get past Chasmus on the rope.
Give me an
since
athletics check.
It's kind of openish.
Here, I'll tell you the DC. It's DC 10.
Okay. Well, there you go. So,
Getting a 2. Yeah, you get stuck where Chasmus is. Not able
there you
to
go.
get around him, like, move. And, like, it is the... You're stuck.
Right. Less stuck, and I'll end my turn right there.
Oh, damn it, what was it? I accidentally typed in the wrong number. 88 minus 16. Taking us to Chasmus.
Oh, we'll dash and to get all the way to the top.
Alright, you can just barely get there.
Alright, so that's gonna be it. I can't do anything else.
That is
Alright.
your action and movement.
I do have a bonus action. I can I'm gonna switch the X to the big rock thingy.
Alright. Taking us to Malakar. Unfortunately, Malakar, it does take half your movement to stand up.
Yeah.
It's not like the rope's congested or anything, so.
No, not at all. So even if I dash, I can't make it up, can I?
You can't make it all the way up to the ledge, no. I'd say give me an athletics check. If you roll a natural 20, yes, 100%.
Oh, shit. Drum roll.
Tell you what, if you roll an 18 or higher
On an athletics check.
on an athletics check, I'll let you get up to that first ledge.
Okay.
Drum roll.
You rolled a 19.
Alcar.
What?
Absolutely, just like getting up and
What?
just climbing up there. You get up to that ledge. That does use your action, though.
Okay, that's fine.
You can- one more
I'm not
movement.
face down on the ground.
One more movement, and you're up to the top.
Say, I'm not in the way of Rincewind, though, right?
You are not, or Jim Jar.
Okay, good.
We are clipping that for Twitch.
Oh. Just all your might. Climbing. Started at the bottom, and now you're here. Take us to this big old giant. Who lashes out. dealing a good bit of damage. As Weller and Casmus would see this orc figure looking winded. He's looking very hurt. Taking us to the NPCs, Bupido, Topsy, and Turvy, doing their best, just staying at bay, or staying at bay, staying away, trying to do their darndest.
I'll say we're trying to get up to help the orc, but some of us keep slipping and falling.
And that will take us back to Weller, top of the round. Stepping up to plate.
Stepping up to plate.
You are flanking.
So that gives me a +2 to
You
attack.
get a +2 to hit, yes.
Okay.
Fortunately, that is going to be a miss.
Come on.
You got an action surge, right?
Can't waste the opportunity. Yeah, I'm gonna action surge.
Yeah, go for it. As your glaive kind of slices along the side of the stony body, just kind of like you're scratching a stone. Doesn't do a whole lot. Give me another attack. 15 turning into a 17 just hits. Roll me some damage. Reroll that.
Reroll it. And what is it supposed to be, a D10?
Yeah. Or you can just click on glaive again.
Oh, that's right.
Turning that 5 into a 10. For 10
Take
points
anything
of
I can
damage.
get.
As this giant is starting to look winded now, just roaring out, and all of the faces, even Dargus's face that you see, is roaring. Taking us to Blurg. Blurg, happy to see someone else coming into combat with this giant. Will end it. He got a natural 20 on one and a 24 on the other attack. As Blurg, I keep calling him Blurg. You guys don't know who he is, but he's a real cool guy. You should meet him someday. This blue orc leaps up and just starts hacking into the side, trying to knock down this giant. Just hacking into him. Die, beast. Die. Back to the abyss. As he's chopping bits of stone off of him, you can see the faces of stone being pried away from his body. And we're going to hop out of combat there. As the rest of you rushing to see what's what, you would see this blue orc. I got a picture of him somewhere. Oh, I'll just show you his picture here. A mop of hair on his head. Heavy breathing. Glad I made it. As the rest, Rincewind and Malakar eventually climb up. No sign of Dargus. Except for this near body-sized shard of stone off to the side. With his face. And it seems like he was screaming out in pain. As with his giants, as he kind of froze himself. Well, that's one less to deal with. I knew
I
it.
suppose we'll just go on. It's like, who are you and what the hell was that thing?
Oh. I've... I'm Blurg. Uh... Well met. That is an abomination. I think it might even be proof.
Proof of what?
Here's his handout. Well, proof that there is an incursion. Something is amiss down here. We at the Society of Brilliance have a theory going. Just tracking this one down for better part of a day or two.
And what about the other one down there with two heads that just a pile of ash now?
I didn't see that one.
Was another one down there we killed.
Would make sense that it had an accomplice. Or how did it get this way? Who or what? All these questions. But I am remiss. Well met, I am Blurg of the Society of Brilliance. Pleasure to meet. You're all quite a ragtag group.
Yeah, we escaped from a drought prison a few days ago, actually. As you can see, some of us are still in shackles.
I do see. Well, I take no qualms with that. Good on you for
Wait.
escaping.
Any way you can help? Or
No.
at least point us in the right direction?
Where are you off to?
I think we were going to Sloopy Doo or wherever to cross the lake.
Oh, you're going to the lake. Yes, still a few days that way. Unless you're brave enough to cross the silken paths. No good way across it, unless you know someone.
And do you have any place where we could maybe get the shackles off or know someone?
Yeah, I know a smith back home. He might be dead now. These incursions have spread.
Is your home close or far?
Oh. But it is not near here. I am sorry.
What brings you down here, Orc?
I have been down here for some time, and as I said, my name is Blurg. I am here on a hunch.
A hunch regarding these incursions you speak of?
Yes.
Weller would approach him, and similar to, I think I did it with Rincewind, maybe? Punch him in the shoulder. And say, impressive fighting for your kind. Thank you.
I am not as wild as the rest of my people. As, after all, I am a member of the Society of Brilliance.
And I am not as prone to enslaving your kind as the rest of the Drow. Tell me more of this Society of Brilliance.
I believe I have told you enough. We are inspecting these incursions. There's but a handful of us. I'm looking for proof, anything that adds up. Obviously the work of some foul magics. Could even be your kind. Who knows? Could be those Dwergar. Could be something else entirely.
We must have a camp nearby.
A camp? No, I just arrived about a day ago. As I said, I was tracking this beast, what remains of a once noble being.
Noble being, yeah.
Have you seen anything strange down here on your
You fight-
travels?
You fight well, Orc, so I'll share this with you. There did seem to be an attack on the prison that we escaped from. Beasts that weren't all too common to those of us that have existed here in the Underdark before.
And he kind of stands proudly, like with the axe on the ground, like hands clasped over the hilt. Go on.
I would if I remembered what they were called, but my note-taking hasn't been that great.
I don't believe you got a name for them.
Yeah, I was just to whisper to Weller. Should we tell him about the blood circle we found?
Well, the gnolls we expect down here, and
This
what they
far
get up
down,
to.
though. That's unusual.
the beasts that we came across in the prison, they were winged, mosquito-like creatures.
Ah. Casme. I have fought one or two in my time.
And also one that had, is it like a vulture-like head? Because there was
Oh,
different
that
ones.
thing.
Vulture humanoid.
creatures. Yes. Vrox. Terrible screeching. With the combined efforts of screeching and droning. Should be lucky you made it out alive of that prison. Tell me,
As my
Yeah.
were they
companion
summoning
said.
it there?
Summoning it there
Yes.
did not appear so. They were attacking the drow in the prison. It seemed like it was obviously unexpected for my kind that were keeping us prisoners. We did also stumble upon, as my companion said, some gnolls that were conducting a summoning ritual.
Whereabouts?
A day's travel.
Yeah, a
I
day
have
or
this map
two's
here.
travel back.
I
Yeah.
would very much like to see your map.
I don't know if you would. May not be as beneficial as you may think.
Many have tried to map these caves, and they seem different all the time.
Ours seems to be made mostly of circles and lines. You're
Best
welcome.
I could.
You're welcome to take a look at them if you'd like, but
I would like to inspect this Knoll summoning area, as well as where did you hail from, this prison? Is it further that direction?
Oh, the prison probably 2-3 days. Yeah.
I can make good time. Well, where did you say you were headed? The lake, yes. Sorry, this is fascinating news indeed. I'll have to tell why. But I'm sorry I did not arrive here in time for your comrade. It seemed this creature was collecting and adding to itself.
You know of any way to bring him back?
I myself do not possess such magics.
Is there even a way to bring him back? That's the question.
Well, it would seem he is stone. Still a part of this beast. It would take some high magic indeed. Probably the closest place that could do it would be Menzo Berenzin. And I would recommend going there.
We ain't going there.
We can't go there. I can't go there.
Is there a way that we can carry him?
I mean, if you find a steeder, perhaps on the silken paths, many a spider's there. But if you feel like carrying around a statue in the Underdark, it's gonna slow you down. You'll probably die as well.
Yeah. No offense to Dargus, but I think we probably should just leave him here.
And you would see Blurg kind of look around. This whole area is suffused with Berzes. I wouldn't linger long, unless you succumb to its madness.
So, how long did you say for the lake?
Oh, you're probably a good 5 to 10 days, depending on the caves you take. Although, the silken paths, how vast they are, if you can find a way to cross them, that would probably cut your time in at least half, if not more. The big crevice.
Do you know how to cross them?
I myself do not trust them. I have a thing with webbing. It's a big chasm with sprawling webs covering most of it. Can expect spiders for sure. And those that they catch. But whatever else, it might be worth your time. Well, worth the save on time. I don't know how much of in a hurry you're in. You said you were escaping. I haven't known Drow jailers to like their prisoners escaping.
If our captors wanted us to capture us, I think they would have by now.
Oh. Well, that would be good if you have already outrun them. But I should make haste.
So should we?
As should you. I would not linger. Feel free to take the spoils off this giant. As you would see, there is kind of like a bag, like a stone satchel. I have no
Let me
idea
take
what-
inside.
Maybe it could help you out. There could be something inside. We'll go over that here in a second. And I
All
wish
right.
you and your companions safe travels.
You too.
Recommend getting those shackles off as soon as possible.
That's the plan.
Well met, Blurg.
You
Good
as well.
fighting.
If you see any of my brethren, tell them you know me.
If they
Well,
fight
Joe.
as well as you, we will.
Well, even better. You should see Grazilex. He is probably the mighty of us. Or even Sloopadoop. Not named after the city. Don't get it. His name
No
is-
relation?
It is no relation. Well, he says it's his city. He doesn't dwell there, though, usually. But if you see why Grazilax, Skris, or Sloopadoop, tell them you know me and they might just come and help you as well. As I did.
Well, I'll keep that in mind.
We are the staunchest allies in the darkness. The Society of Brilliance. Well, good luck and safe travels.
Same to you.
I have some investigation to do. As he just kind of like sidles by you guys, slides down the rope. Oh, that's a nice rope. It's
Alright.
easier to go down than it is up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can rappel down basically.
As he spends a little bit of time inspecting the Etten body before moving on. But
All right.
Let's check out that bag, baby.
Looking at that
Yeah.
bag. Roll me a d20 with somebody. First one who gets a d20. Looks like Casmus was right on it. All right, and then someone
6.
roll me a percentile, a d100.
6 potions of healing your friend.
90. There are 6 large stones in the shapes of faces. Each of them weighing about 2 to 3 pounds. Maybe hollow on the inside, but perfectly carved faces of humanoid faces.
Any uses for them? Would I be able to know if there's any uses for them?
You might be able to sell them. It's perfect stone carving, or faux stone carving.
Old trap.
All right.
However, the other thing.
Souls in there, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe
Got a fucking
Soul
urn.
stones.
it's not too unlike soulstones. However, looking into this bag, there is one item of interest. And it might not even be on this list. Why wouldn't they put it in there?
It says, in case of emergency, of a stone friend.
You would see a rod with what looks to be on either end of it, like horse heads, turned the opposite direction, made of metal and stone.
I think
Okay.
So we put
somebody's
it
got to
between our
take
legs
it.
and just ride it and
Oh.
gallop on it.
Maybe it turns him from
Uh,
Stone Mario to
it's a
Metal Mario.
Flat iron rod. It does have a button kind of in the center of it.
I'll take the rod.
Can we investigate it at all?
Yeah.
Or is that-
Take
is
the
it-
rod. I'll take the rod and look at it.
Is
see
anyone
is that pretty
proficient with
much it?
Arcana?
I am.
You
Yeah,
can
the
give me an
stone
Arcana
guy.
check. Oh yeah, he could have told you what it is. 100%. You know exactly what it is. Casmus, you've heard of these rods. This is what's known as an immovable rod.
Oh.
All right. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna put it in my
Did
in my
my
bag.
bag of holding get turned into stone too?
It did.
Oh,
I was about to ask that question too.
Yeah.
Which had
would have worked for about 4 more days.
the food and stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, we distributed some food among us.
You did.
so-
Yeah,
You
yeah,
did.
3 pounds each.
Yeah. But he had all the water and the... That's a problem for later. But as you guys collect yourselves, continuing onward, some of you beaten, at least Jim Jar and Casmus look horrible. What carrying on. That's where we'll end tonight. And I'm sorry Dargus was the first death of the game.
All right.
It was
This is the first game I've been involved in that had a character death.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we'll see how it goes. Yep.
No, it sounds like he's dead.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't think it goes anywhere.
No.
He's talking about more death.
You never know. But yeah, we'll pick up there next week, and thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Bye, stream.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.